Usually I will buy a G-Shock watch first, have it on hand, use it for a while, and then I'll make a proper in-depth full review for that specific model. But I believe this is not the case. Today's video gonna be a little bit different. I'm just gonna use article, photos, videos, interview that I read online and use their source in order to film or make this video. Today I'm gonna talk about the new 18 karat solid gold square G-Shock watch. Point number one is about the price. Of course, this is the most controversial one about this model, and I believe everyone will talk about this. It will start retail at 7.7 million yen, way out of every single G-Shock or even every single Casio watch price range, plus 10% tax, which will equals to 8.47 million Japanese yen. If you translate that to US dollars, you end up around 78,630 US dollars. I'm just gonna use 79,000 in this video. You cannot find this watch sitting on shelf in tax-free shop, meaning if you want to buy one, everyone have to pay the full price. And notice that it is 10% and not 8%. Alright, keep in mind, starting of October 2019, this year, government service tax in Japan will increase from 8% to 10%. Meaning, if you want to buy G-Shock watch, let's say it's gonna cost you 1,000 today, on October and onwards, it will cost you 10% more instead of 8% more. So if you want to buy a G-Shock watch, especially high-end models like one of this at the center here, I highly recommend you guys to do them right now, or at least before the month of October, because after that the price gonna be a lot higher. So be prepared to face a higher, more expensive G-Shock being released in the future. Moving to point number two, the dimensions. Lug to lug distance will be 50.0 millimeters, width will be 43.2, thickness will be 13.0 millimeters. Okay, the dimension is not bad, but the weight is 300 grams, which is pretty heavy. So that's pretty hefty watch. The watch is 300 grams. If you ignore the module inside, the alpha gel rubber, the spring, the circuit board, the solar panel, and glass aside, I assume the watch are now only 250 grams. So times the gold price, you're gonna end up with around 7,385 US dollars just for the gold alone. Ignore the watch, ignore technology, ignore the design, ignore all the other costs that need to pay to create the watch. Just for the gold alone is 7,385 US dollars. So that is pretty expensive already. Point number three. This watch will be released this year in the month of December, and thus explain the 10% tax. And if you want to buy one, whether you like it or you hate it, the pre-order for the watch has been closed, meaning it's already been sold out. So stop hating on it because you can't get it anyway, unless you're the one who get it. Anyway, that's that. Moving to point number four. Every single piece was assembled by hand, piece by piece, and I believe they've been cut out by a professional as well, which they need to pay an extra fees on. And they made this in Casio Yamagata factory, which is the latest factory that they have in Japan, to only 35 units. From the interview I read, they could only produce 2 to 3 units per month. If you calculate that to 35 units, I would assume that the production will start somewhere last year, or probably before that. If you guys didn't know, last year is G-Shock 35th anniversary celebration year. And I believe this is why they made this to only 35 units, since the production starts during G-Shock 35th anniversary. Moving on to point number five, let's focus on the design a little bit. So instead of having the big Kiko Ibe name signature on the backplate, this new release for consumer ones won't be having that name anymore on the back, but it will be emptied out, and they will use a numbering system of 1/35, meaning 1 out of 35 type of serial number. So 1/35, 2/35, 3/35, 4/35, and so on. This watch won't have that. It will only have 1/35, which will place all of them at the same status, meaning everyone who owns the watch will have similar exact watch. Moving on to point number 6, it was built as a concept without any intention of mass production at all at first. With that in mind, the woman named Nishimura, who has zero experience in designing G-Shock watch, start designing the watch using from the experience she has on designing Casio Edifice, Casio Sheen, and their Oceanus lineup. And from the interview I read, she even mentioned she was inspired from the MRG 100's vintage watch in the design of these square models. And I could see why. That is explained the link shape, the gloss finishing on the uppermost part, and the brush finish on the bottom layer. Other similarities between that and this is the square bezel ring on top, the mid-size button, and of course the bumper at the back. But instead of playing this at the back, she used this concept and built it underneath the front metal bumper for shock absorption. Moving on to point number 7, Casio used this 18 karat gold, this expensive watch, the only one that they have on hand, for their toughness drop test. It is a one-shot test. If this watch fails, then there will be no mass production at all. Well, everybody knows how that turns out, since we do have this all the news, meaning the watch has passed the test, and I would speculate this watch passed the test last year during G-Shock 35th anniversary, and that is when they begin the production of the watch. And that is also the reason why we are able to get the full metal solid square watch during 35th anniversary, either in gold, in silver, or every model that came after that. So like it or hate it on this 18 karat gold piece, this watch is the reason why we have the full metal square that everybody loves right now. Based on the concept of the original 2015 Baselworld release full 18 karat gold model, the bezel on this new release that will be coming out this December will feature a flat out shape instead of a bulge on the top. Basically exactly similar as the one they released in G-Shock 35th anniversary, exactly look like that as far as the bezel, with that G-Shock and protection lettering on top as well. But there's a difference, the links. If you look at the generic release full metal square, you'll see that there are a lot of cutout, 2 cutout on each metal links. But on this full gold 18 karat piece, instead of having a cutout, they will cut all the way through and use 2 decorative screws on each holes, meaning every single links will have 2 decorative screws built in, and that adds the complexity to this build, and I believe to the price as well, just a little bit, but still they are pretty expensive to me though. Moving on to point number 9, since this watch is made out of 18 karat gold material, it is a lot softer than stainless steel and obviously titanium, meaning if they want to lock the screw down case back on the back, they're gonna need a different kind of tool, and that explains the new design, the new case back design with 2 cutout placing side to side on the back to ensure that they won't scratch it, obviously, and also so that they could add just enough force to lock it up, at the same time not deform or damage the gold part at all. Last but not least is point number 10, the reference number. It will be named as G-D5000-9JR. Notice that not GWM, GMW, GW, or GB, but I would speculate that the letter G would mean G-Shock, dash D, I'm not sure what that meant, but I'm pretty sure it's some sort of related with the build, the design. 5000 is, well, 5000 series, a square G-Shock watch. The number 9 will equals to code yellow or gold, in this case gold. The J will be for Japan release, and the R will equals to special packaging, which I'm looking forward to as well. Usually they will design a different kind of packaging for limited edition watch like this, and then they will apply the same design on our generic models, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. It's gonna be a really interesting release upcoming few years from now. So So that sums up all 10 things you need to know about the G-D5009JR 18 karat solid gold square watch. Not Bluetooth model, but just wave setter and solar powered watch. I believe this is the most accurate timekeeping in the market right now at that price range, in the luxury price range. All those high-end watches on the market there, this is the most accurate one. Tell me if I'm wrong. And also, since it is a G-Shock watch, I gotta say, you don't have to pay any more service fees. You don't have to pay any more maintenance fees after you bought the watch, which you're gonna need to do if you buy other luxury brands on the market. So there's still an ups and down. Even though it is a quartz movement, well, everybody not a fan of that in this luxury price range, but I gotta say, it has a place. It has a place. And I also assume that the reason why they charge so much is because they need to pay all those professionals to create the watch. They need to pay extra fees for the machinery, for the technology, for the person that designed the watch and all those. So there's that. And I believe all the profit will be used to pay for the machineries so that they could create more high-end models in the future. I'm not sure this is going to be right or wrong. I speculate that Casio are trying to enter into the luxury market. They have the technology, they have the ability to create all the detailing in their G-Shock high-end models. I would assume probably, maybe Casio are trying to create a mechanical watch in the future, or probably an automatic watch in the future. Who knows? They haven't made that one yet, right? So probably this is the first step moving to that direction. Let me know what you guys think about this release. Like it or hate it, comment down below. This is Jay Chef.